Welcome to the Daily Thunder podcast. In a role reversal for the night, I am your host, Brandon Rahbar, beat writer for dailythunder.com, and I'm joined by regular podcast host. It's weird to introduce you as the podcast host when I'm being the podcast host, because then I don't know what to call you. Some dude named Ryan Woods.
It's like the Spider-Man GIF, just one pointing at the other.
Yeah.
How about that? I'll be your guest for the night. This was for those listening. This was a strange night where I was expecting to be home a lot later and was going to do it on my phone. And so Brandon is in the host chair for the night, and doing. We'll do a much better job. We'll say that you're far more experienced at this stuff than I am. You do radio. You're a vet.
I appreciate that, Ryan. I think you're just buttering me up because, now I have to do post-edit, production, put it up on the website. I see where you're going here. But you know what? I'm also really easy, and I like compliments, so I'll take it.
I have put a lot more work in your lap tonight, so it is much appreciated.
No. It's all good. I just assume we're going to talk perfectly. I'm not going to have to edit a thing. I'm just going to slap some intros and outros on this and call it good. The Thunder versus the Wizards, and you're actually in DC territory as we speak, correct? You're in enemy, or maybe I should call it frenemy territory, because we're okay with the loss tonight.
Yeah, so I live about 25 miles south of DC in what's called Northern Virginia, what would be considered the DMV, as you've probably heard Kevin Durant refer to it as, like DC, Maryland, Northern Virginia kind of gets clumped together in its own little region. So yeah, I'm like a 30-minute drive into DC. So yeah, we're right in the thick of it tonight. Very interesting game. We talked about it last night, but just the only thing that was going to keep Russ from a triple double tonight was him not playing, and there was nothing that was going to keep him from playing against the Thunder tonight. And he got his 8th straight triple-double, which is insane on a night where Steph he'll probably get a lot of the spotlight, given that he's probably playing the best he's ever played. Russ, 8 straight triple-doubles is absurd. And to see him do it, I don't know, I just didn't think he had this level in him. He's going to average it for the 4th time in a season. It will go so underappreciated. Maybe his Hall of Fame induction we will have kind of grasped what he's done, but this is remarkable.
Yeah, Russ has been phenomenal as of late. Once he got healthy, he had that quad injury. He was still recovering from COVID when he got, to the bubble last season. I think he's finally healthy. This has been a weird season for everybody, but when you're going from one team to another, right before tip-off of the season, and you're dealing with an injury. He struggled, of course, at the beginning of the season, but there is no doubt, the past couple of months, he's been NBA All-Star, All-NBA Russell Westbrook, even at 32 years old. And it's even more incredible because so many people, and I think even a lot of Thunder fans were guilty of this, assumed so much of his game was based on athleticism, and with mounting injuries and age, that there would be a fall off, and he's just still playing so well.
Mm-hmm.
He's dominated in every facet like he did, and even his shooting percentages aren't all that bad this season. I mean, they're never going to be ultra efficient, but that's not his game. They've been efficient enough. He's been playing winning basketball, and he won tonight. He led the Wizards to win over the Thunder, but hey, it was a lot more competitive than I think we thought it would be, given that it was the second night of a back-to-back, and Lou Dort on his birthday sat out and didn't play. So no Dort, no Shea, Horford, Muscala, all those guys. And, the Thunder got it to 1 or 2 point game late in the game before the Wizards kind of stretched it out there at the end.
Yeah. First of all, shout out, happy birthday to Lou Dort, 22 years old. Hope he played Taylor Swift's 22. I think that has become one of the funnest things you can do on your 22nd birthday is to jam out in the car to that song. I don't know if we've talked about this. I think of all the Thunder fans, I might be in competition with Carrie Young, Royce's wife, for this. The Venn diagram of massive Taylor Swift fans and massive Thunder fans, she and I would be at the top. I don't know if we've talked about this.
No, we haven't talked about it, and I will not fight you for that crown whatsoever.
So
you go
so
for it.
so I hope Lou Dort jammed that song on his way in, and maybe that's what was in his headphones on the way in. Yeah, you're right. They were very competitive, and it was really a good game from Bazley. Like we've been talking about when will we see like another game where he pops, and tonight was a really solid night from him. 7 of 19. He didn't shoot the three ball that well, but I thought he impacted the game. We talked about the other night, like I didn't really feel Bazley's impact as much as the numbers say I should have a couple games ago. Tonight I did. Even though he didn't shoot the ball all that efficiently, I felt like he had a solid game.
Basically, I thought this was his best game since he came back. I mean, his first game when he came back was really good because he was hitting the three ball. Still, that shooting percentage wasn't there, but it didn't matter because he scored efficiently because he got to the line so many times. Bazley shot 13 free throws and hit 11 of them, both of those highest of his career. If he can attack like that and get to the line, that should be Bazley's game. And then it can be gravy if he's hitting the three ball. He should be rebounding, blocking shots, getting to the rim, and hopefully the free throw line. And then, he's a positive player. He's still so young. I know a lot of fans are kind of down on Bazley and maybe the one player that most underperformed to expectations because expectations were so high because of his bubble performance. But I think what we've seen from Bazley coming back from injury, from a fractured shoulder, it's kind of funny. Lou Dort came back from a concussion. He's better than he's ever been. And Darius Bazley comes back from a freaking fractured shoulder, and he's better than he's ever been. Thinking about how great SGA is going to be when he comes back from his foot injury. Man, He's going to be MVP apparently, like if the ratio sustains with the other guys.
And I thought they shot the ball well as a team from three. They finished at 39.5%. 13 of 33. They got a great game from Ty Jerome from beyond the arc and Svi. He was nice. Like they were both really solid from beyond the arc. Poku had a couple. Teo had a couple. I love when when Teo gets him up. I just want to see him shoot more. And tonight we got 15 shots from the floor. 5 of them were from three, and he hit a couple. I liked Teo's floor game tonight. I thought he's going up against quite the player in Russ tonight, and for the first time, it was fun to see. Also, something that jumped out to me with Teo tonight, he was on the floor with Justin Robinson there for a couple minutes, and that was the first time I was like, wow, Teo is really, really big. And maybe Justin Robinson is just a little undersized, but like Teo looked massive next to Justin Robinson. And like he really looked his full like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, and it's not only that, he's got a 6'9", nice wingspan. So, he's 6'4", but a point guard that has a 6'9", nice wingspan. To think of what he can do defensively potentially with that sort of length, it's kind of exciting when you got SGA, a 6'6" point guard, and he's got like a 6'11" or something ridiculous wingspan. I think just because you think point guard, 19-year-old rookie, he's little, but he's, for his position, he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, he really is. And I liked his game tonight. A good Tony Bradley game, 16 points, 7 of 9. Like he's very efficient around the rim. He's a good dump. Like he's a good valve in that dunker spot. When he gets the ball down there, like he's very, very efficient, and he does a good job of clearing out space for himself and reads guards very well. So I like what he gave tonight. Another solid night from Kenrich Williams. Like what else do you expect? Shot 50% from the floor, 50 from three. Just a solid dude. I really do think this was important that Dort didn't play. Beal went for 30, and they needed just about all of it. Like, this was a really tight game late, and it took a couple threes. I think Russ hit one, Bertans hit a couple that were big, that kept them, with just kept a distance, kept the space between the two teams. But Dort playing in this game, I think, would have made a massive difference just to Beal's final tally. And I think it was a smart move for him to sit.
It's so funny because I was like, if you're going to sit Dort in one of these two games, sit him against the Pistons and play him against the Wizards. But it may have turned out, it did turn out perfectly. And had they reversed it, man, that could have been a disaster.
Yes.
Honestly, had Lou played tonight, like you said, Bill's point total, and not only that, but what Lou could bring offensively if he kept up his hot streak, and he's playing like inspired birthday basketball. You just figure, though, the second night of a back-to-back, and the Wizards have been hot. They'd won 4 in a row. They'd won 6 of 7. And the Thunder lost 10 in a row. So surely this is like, breathe easy. But nope, this was a close game late and had the Thunder's best, I hate to say current player, but that's kind of what it feels like with SGA on the bench and Horford and Muscala out. It kind of feels like Lou Dort is the best current player for the Thunder, if you look at it that way.
Yeah, he definitely is. We saw him just a couple nights ago come into the game. I believe that was the Detroit game. He comes in and he almost pulled that game out on the offensive end and defensive end. Like, he came in and changed both ends immediately. So yeah, he's no doubt their best player right now. So just to not have him in the starting unit to start and close the game was very, very important. What are your thoughts on? This is 11 straight. Obviously, this is very helpful for that pick. But what did you think about the Cleveland Detroit game? Detroit won by 4, and we were going to keep an eye on that game. Detroit went out. Did you see their lead early? It was massive.
It was unreal because I was still trying to decide who I wanted to win the game, because on one end, I don't know if the Thunder can catch the Pistons, but I really like the idea of trying to catch the Pistons or the Magic, especially since they have to play each other one more time. So one of them is going to pick up at least their 19th win. But I like the idea of putting a little space between the Cavs and the Thunder for that 5 spot and have a little bit of breathing room. So, it was a win-win either way. I think ultimately I was happy that the Pistons won because I'm getting a little greedy as far as those draft lottery odds and hoping that maybe they can jump up to 4 by passing either the Pistons or the Magic, or, hey, let's get crazy and say the number 3 spot. So I'm happy with the result. And the Pistons keep winning games that they don't want to win. They're clearly trying to lose. And now they've won 2 in a row over the Thunder and the Cavs. And the Cavs have a lot of good players right now. They should not be losing. They're still playing their guys. They're playing Sexton, Garland, Kevin Love, Jarrett Allen, Larry Nance Jr. is back. It makes no sense, quite honestly. I hope they keep playing those guys, though.
No doubt. I think I was telling my brother this the other day. If I was a Cavs fan, I'm just pulling my hair out. Why are they still playing these guys? They can absolutely win games with that team. Kevin Love is going to hit consequential buckets at the end of games. And like, for a guy that's obviously not going to be a part of your long-term plans, it's just a lack of vision, in my opinion, to be playing a guy like Kevin Love at this point. Like, if he had any value, you would have traded him already. Like, it's not like you're putting him out there with the intent to boost his value. Everybody knows what Kevin Love is and is not at this point. And so it really is very confusing why they still have him on the floor.
Maybe they feel like they got their guys with Sexton and Garland and whoever they get to add with them. But, for the Thunder, this is very important to try to get a Cade or a Mobley or a Suggs or a Green or a Kuminga. But maybe for the Cavs, they're just not putting the same priority on it. Hopefully, get yourselves 2 or 3 more wins, please.
Yeah, and for Detroit, it seems like they've shut down Jeremy Grant. Am I wrong in that? It feels like I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks.
They're still playing him some. They're giving him – I think they're strategically resting him against teams like the Thunder and the Cavs that they feel
Hmm.
like, oh, if he plays, then we'll win. And yet they're still winning without him because he's played against higher competition.
Josh Jackson is like secretly, he's been really good in some of these games that they've picked off. I just would love to be a fly on the wall in some of these front offices when these scouts are watching these games, like how like we're wanting to scout for these top tier guys, and a guy like Josh Jackson is not helping the cause.
Well, not only that, Frank Jackson as well has been killing it for
Yeah,
him lately. And,
yeah.
he was the one that was famously cut from the Thunder over the likes of Isaiah Roby or Kenrich Williams and a lot of guys that Thunder fans thought should go before Frank Jackson because he had such a good preseason. Obviously, the Thunder are very happy that they kept Kenrich Williams and some of those guys over Frank Jackson, but Frank Jackson's been pretty nice for them lately. And again, I don't know how happy the Pistons are about that, though.
Right, right. They probably are, and maybe they start sitting him. Who knows how much longer or Frank Jackson plays? Because you're saying, he's been very good. But yeah, I'm very happy that Detroit won that game. Obviously, like you're saying, that it is a win-win. There are pros for either side winning that game. So I'm pumped that Detroit won it. And again, Orlando and Detroit just have two less losses now than Oklahoma City. That could change very quickly. Like you're saying, one of them is going to get to 19 because someone has to win the Detroit versus Orlando game.
Right. Because if you can tie, you split those odds, because it's like a 48% chance if you get up to number 4. Right now at the 5 spot, it's a 42% chance. But let's say you're tied for 4. Basically, you both get 45% chance. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'd still take that over the
42.
42% chance. And then it's a coin flip to see who gets, priority if you're not picked and you each slot down. So then all of a sudden you also have a coin flip to maybe be a slot higher if you're not one of the 4 ping pong teams.
It's going to be wild. This finish is going to be very, very exciting. Oh, I wanted to mention Poku's behind the back pass. I think it was late in the first half. Left hand off the dribble behind the back to I think it was Bradley.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was the play of the game, if you ask me. I mean, it was
It was
just awesome.
it was absolutely gorgeous.
And that's the thing about Poku. He's got that in his bag. Yeah, his shooting night was bad tonight. He didn't hit a lot of shots. He finished with 8 points. He did hit a couple of threes, but it's the flash potential. He's a rookie. He's the youngest player in the league. He's still building his confidence. He's still trying to figure out where he lives in the United States. He's
Mm-hmm.
still trying to figure out the language. But in the midst of all that, he's doing things like breaking down a guard, drawing a double team, behind the back pass dime to Tony Bradley for a dunk. Oh, and then breaking down a guard, getting into the lane, shooting a mid-range, a floater over Robin Lopez that hits, hitting step back threes. I mean, these are all the things that are in his bag. If we just stop looking at the shooting percentages and see what he's doing overall, he had 5 assists again tonight. He's showing a lot of potential. That's all you want to see, and he's doing that.
Yeah, no question. He's a blast. He's a blast either way. It's been very fun and entertaining no matter what, but he really is showing, mid first round, he's been awesome. If you just look at it, he was taking it 17. And I think I've seen a lot of Thunder fans saying like, well, that's fine. But if we hadn't, it's that we gave up, multiple assets to get up there to get him. And that's understandable. I see what they're saying, but still to get him at 17, I just think there will be a lot of, in a couple years, maybe even as early as next year, there will be teams that regret the fact that we were able to get him at 17.
I agree. I'm in on Poku. He was a home run swing, and I like what he's already shown at 19. Plus, you see the mentality. He's frustrated that he's not playing better, and he's confident. And he's got this weird swag about him that doesn't exactly fit his image, but yet still he's got this global meme that's taken off. So he's already like paying off dividends as far as like the entertainment factor. But there's a real tangible talent with Poku that you see. As far as like what the Thunder gave up, they gave up the 25th pick and what was like the 28th pick and Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio is fine, but what's he done this season? He's been fine. He's just kind of been a guy this season. I like Ricky Rubio. And Ricky Rubio is just a part of a bigger deal, of a Chris Paul deal. So he was just kind of a piece. So he got thrown into this. And then the 25th pick, you move up 8 spot, but you combine it with the 28th pick. And I think that was what the Thunder got. Was it with the Dennis Schroeder? Yeah, it was the Dennis Schroeder, I believe, trade from the Lakers. But then the Thunder also got other things from that trade. So it was like a piece of this trade, a piece of that trade, and then the pick that the Thunder already had. For Poku, I'll take that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of like the Thunder's war chest, they did not give up, even one of the top 10 assets that they had.
Not even close. Yeah. You're giving up late first rounders and a player you had no interest in anyways for a guy that could be a star. That's a no-brainer.
Yep. I did want to mention really quick, the Nuggets just beat the Grizzlies in double overtime, and Jokic finished with 47 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And the Nuggets are now 3-0 since the Murray injury.
Yeah, it just goes to show how deep they are. I mean, I think that everybody kind of thought, oh, that's it. And maybe, when they hit the healthy Lakers or the Clippers in the playoffs, yeah, maybe that'll be it. But this team, besides Jokic, they got Aaron Gordon now. They've got Michael Porter Jr. They've got Will Barton. I mean, it's a deep team and a really talented team.
Lots of minutes for former Thunder player PJ Dozier. He's getting a lot of run for them. And then that guy Campazzo, just killing it in the starting unit. But yeah, it was I'd say it was a successful, another positive night for the Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. Bazley had a great game. Poku flashed. The players that may stick around, like Ty Jerome and Kenrich Williams and Bradley and Svee, all showed out. Got to feel some nostalgic Russell Westbrook triple-double vibes, help the Wizards and Russ get a little bit closer to the play-in, and then improve your top 5 odds for the draft lottery. This was a win of a night for the Thunder, and yet another fun, close, competitive game.
Absolutely. It was a much more competitive game than I thought it was.
And we played the Wizards again on Friday. This one will be at home. I know the home Loud City crowd will go nuts to welcome Russ back on Friday night. In between, play the Pacers with Domantas Sabonis. I'm curious to see which guys play because Miles Turner may be out now for them.
Right.
And that could complicate things for the Thunder. They got blown out tonight because they didn't have their guys. And if they don't have their guys, they rely on top-end talent between Sabonis and Turner and Chris Levert. I always say his name wrong.
Levert.
Yeah. I need to remember it's like Levert and Shirley. That'll help me remember it. That's how I need to pronounce it.
That's a great way to remember that. Yeah, they had some really interesting names playing tonight. Sabonis didn't even play tonight, so hopefully he plays. But yeah, you want to see Brogdon and Levert, McDermott. You want to see those guys playing. Justin Holiday. You want to see their rotation because it won't take much more than that against Oklahoma City, but you need to see Sabonis for sure.
And if Lou Dort is playing, I want to see 2 at least of either Sabonis, Turner, Brogdon, or Levert and Shirley play.
I'm pretty sure Turner is out.
Yeah, I think he's out.
He may be out for a while.
Yeah, that's a real bummer for them. Another small market team, I always root for them. I hate to see that. And they've been playing pretty well this season. So Thunder on Wednesday against the Pacers, then this Wizards team again on Friday. Ryan, have a good night, my man.
You as well, brother. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for listening to the Daily Thunder Podcast.